everybody. Welcome back to the Blind Press Twitch and YouTube channels. I hope you're all having a good Wednesday. That's the day it is. Wednesday afternoon. Jesus Christ. I am sorry that I've been all flaky the past few days. That falling down the stairs really fucked with my everything. Then I had to go and be a woman and everything. It's like I had to go and choose to be a. Oh wait, you can't choose. You can't actually choose unless you have dysmorphia and you are an adult. Anyway, besides that point, I have not had nearly enough coffee apparently. Let's fix that problem. Okay. So, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Hello, Duck Dog. Hello, Pincalo. Hello, Spittle. It's Tuesday, Miss Press. I know. Because I didn't do anything last night, and I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to talk about last night, I'm doing a Just Chatting stream right now, and I'm gonna do a gaming stream. Right, it's Tuesday, right. Right. I forgot it was Tuesday. For some reason I thought it was Wednesday. Yeah, it's not gaming. I'm doing chatting today to make up for last night. I'm doing gaming tonight. So, holy crap. So, we're gonna start off our video train with question period. And, oh boy, did the Trudeau liberals fuck up. Now, Pincalo has a theory that let's see what his theory is. He put it in chat. So I have a theory. I have my own theory about all of this, and it comes down more to incompetence and the deletion of key elements in our history books. I would say that maybe for the politicians, like the younger politicians, maybe in 2030s, 2040s, that type of era. Trudeau and his government learned from the history books that were older than ours. Right? They learned the history that we learned. They were closer to the war historically in school than we were. They have no leg to stand on in the deletion of key stuff argument. There's nothing that excuses what they did. None. No, it wasn't in those books, but it was more accessible, and there were more teachers that were willing to teach it. Teachers like ours that told us to put the textbooks away were less of a anomaly. And there were more veterans of the war. Like, there are still veterans of the Second World War, but they're super old now. most of those veterans at this point were still alive and still these people's grandparents. Like, there's literally, I'm not giving them a pass on this. I'm not giving them a pass at fucking all for this. Because it was well known if you paid attention in history class that the Ukrainians were forced to join up with you either joined with the Russian or the Nazis. And the Russians were basically the only reason the Russians were not on Hitler's side near the end of the war was because Hitler turned on them. Right? They both basically had the same ideologies. So, I get it. Like, I get the detailed info. Like, I'm not expecting them to know, like, but they should know, like, if they're gonna invite a veteran of an Eastern European country, they might want to figure out what wars he served in. 'Cause we weren't always allies with every Eastern European country. Hell, we're still not allies with every Eastern European country. So, I'm saying a little bit of research. And they're in Ottawa. They have access to historian. The fucking Natural History Museum is right there. They have the resources. They have the resources to be vetting. So this is just a big, this is just bad. This is really bad. And this is on top of everything else that Trudeau's government has been doing. This is the nail in the coffin. So, we're going to pop over to question period. Oh, look, and here's Anthony Rota, who apparently the Liberal Party is explicitly throwing under the bus. It's all Anthony Rota's fault. It is literally, that's what the Liberal Party is doing. You were the one who was inviting everybody. It's your fault, Anthony Rota. And you'll notice that Anthony Rota is much less, oral questions, blah, blah, blah. He sounds very demure.
Oral questions, question orale, the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
And here, we're going to start in French, and I know I hate I usually hate the translators, but it's very important that we start in French because you'll see that Pierre Poilievre stops the questions and switches to English for a reason.
The news that the House of Commons paid homage to a Nazi Waffen-SS officer here at the House of Commons has upset the world and embarrassed Canada. It hindered the victims of the Holocaust and gave a tool of propaganda to Russia. The Prime Minister, and only the Prime Minister, is responsible for the success of international visitors here in Canada. Will he take responsibility for this massive issue that he helped to cause.
Right. Like, this goes right to the top. Everybody, if nobody in the cabinet but the minister of culture and, or what is it? What the fuck is that minister called? The one that's responsible for all the internet bullshit. It's also his job for the historical shit. Right? Yeah. Especially after the shit with India, where we have no idea who murdered that Sikh leader yet. And Trudeau is out in public going, yeah, it was the Indian government. They totally they totally ordered an international hit on this person in Canada. Like, what the fuck, dude? Are you dumb? Like, you're gonna throw in your alliance with China and fucking just... Oh my god. Just all of this shit. All of this shit.
The Honorable Government House Leader.
And okay, so he's asking the Prime Minister, can you take credibility for this? And the Government House Leader steps up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Like every member here in this House, I was extremely disappointed with this situation. And personally, as someone who was this descendant of a Jewish survivor, I was very disappointed, like everyone here.
Why is this translator so... I hate this translator. Why did they let her translate this? Why couldn't they have the British dude or the other chick? Why did they have her? Fuck, I hate this bitch.
And as the leader of the opposition well knows, and as you mentioned, Mr. Speaker, it was your decision and yours alone.
Oh,
Neither
shit!
the government or the Ukrainian delegation knew about this ahead of time, and it's something that we are all very disappointed by.
Did you hear that? The Government House Leader, the Liberal House Leader, just basically said, Mr. Speaker, this is all your fault, and we're all very disappointed in you. Holy fuck. And Freeland is just sitting there nodding. Wow. What the fuck? This is pathetic. Like, it wasn't us. It wasn't us. It wasn't the Prime Minister. It was all Anthony Rhoda's fault. Anthony Rhoda. Like, it's like, Jesus Christ. Holy fuck.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The question was for the Prime Minister. Because it...
See? He just switched right back to English.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The question was for the Prime Minister. Because indeed it is the Prime Minister's sole responsibility to guarantee the diplomatic success of major world leaders who come to this country. It is the Prime Minister whose government is responsible for both security and diplomatic vetting of everyone that comes in close proximity of a foreign leader on Canadian soil, particularly a foreign leader who is at war. The government has now admitted that they vetted everyone who was in attendance that day. Will the Prime Minister apologize for having vetted this individual and letting him come anyway?
So basically, this guy is now a Canadian citizen, I think, and he's served, like, he's a veteran, and he's now a citizen of Canada, and they've admitted that yes, we vetted everybody that showed up that day, and so they've admitted that they looked into everybody. And of course they send in the Jewish descendant to blame Rhoda. Yep. I don't know what it takes to get rid of that guy.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Oh my God, really?
Speaker, like all members of this chamber, I am incredibly disappointed in the fact that this individual was invited, as you yourself, Mr. Speaker, have confirmed by you, was recognized in the gallery I found out, just like every other member in this House at that time, that this individual was present. This is deeply embarrassing for us as parliamentarians, as Canadians, and it is something that I think all of us take extremely seriously, and I would ask my honourable colleagues not to politicize this moment. Thank you.
This is incredibly political, dude. It is only political. You're in Parliament. You invited a fucking leader of a nation to Parliament and invited other people to Parliament to see him. How much more fucking political could you get? Holy fuck. Holy shitballs.
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is responsible. He is in Ottawa today. He can get on his feet and answer for his massive diplomatic embarrassment and shame.
Yeah. Get the fuck
That minister
up.
admitted that the government vetted every single person that was here for the speech. That was the job of the government, which has an entire security and diplomatic apparatus set up for that purpose.
Yeah. There's no reason that nobody in that apparatus did any research to find out who this dude was. None. There's no reason.
Will he finally take responsibility for his latest embarrassment and apologize to Canadians for this
No.
massive mistake?
No, he won't.
The Honourable Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, as a descendant of Jewish
Oh,
Holocaust survivors, I am personally very hurt by the fact that this chamber recognized this individual. And I am
Nice! Did you hear that?
Holocaust survivors. I am personally very hurt by the fact that this chamber recognized this individual. And I am sure that everyone feels the same way in this chamber. The Parliamentary Protective Service had the appropriate screening in place to ensure the security of last Friday's event, and that is what I was referring to, Mr. Speaker. But what I can continue to say is that we all must take this seriously because it is hurting many communities.
Honourable
I hope that your Holocaust survivor parent, wherever they are, if they're dead in the grave, I hope they haunt you for the rest of your life for fucking standing on their graves. Like I said, because somebody saw a report that said that the 1st Ukraine Division was Nazis, and they related it to a right-wing propaganda. Yep. They sure did.
Leader of the Opposition.
It is the job of the Government of Canada, the Privy Council Office, which is the Prime Minister's personal department, the Prime Minister's security forces in the RCMP, to vet every single person that comes within proximity of a high-profile foreign war leader.
Is it just me, or does Polyev sound like a very, very annoyed father who is very quickly losing his patience with the children that are insisting they didn't do it? And he's like, I literally saw you. I saw you do it. I saw you. But no, I saw you do it. Like, he's got that same voice. It is the job of the government. Like, let's put this.
It is the job of the Government of Canada, the
See? He's
Privy Council Office, which is the Prime Minister's personal department, the Prime Minister's security forces in the RCMP, to vet every single person that comes within proximity of a high-profile foreign war leader who is involved in a very difficult conflict right now, it was the job of the Prime Minister to protect that foreign leader from this massive embarrassment. If the Prime Minister failed to have vetting in place, then that in itself is a massive act of incompetence. Will he take responsibility and apologize for that?
Yeah, like, that's either way. Either he doesn't have the correct vetting, which is bad, or he does and he doesn't care, which is bad. There's no getting out of this. There is nothing that anyone in the government can do. There is no scapegoat. There is nothing. This is it. This is it. Just look to the Christmas Carol line from last year. Yep. He is. He is very articulate. Polyev is a very, very articulate guy. The government house leader.
Mr. Speaker, I would again ask the Leader of the Opposition to not politicize this issue.
Fuck you!
Just as well as everyone else in this chamber.
This is political. This is... You fucking morons! You guys made the leader of a country at war look stupid. At the very least. That's what you did. And that's not good.
This individual was yours, Mr. Speaker, and yours alone. That you did
Oh.
not inform the government or the Ukrainians in this chamber that the decision to invite this individual was yours, Mr. Speaker, and yours alone. That you did not inform the government or the Ukrainian delegation that you were inviting him or that you would recognize him. You made that public yesterday. The Leader of the Opposition knows that, and I would ask that he sticks to the facts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes,
Wow.
Leader of the Opposition.
Wait, did you hear that?
That he sticks to the facts.
Listen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
yes, very good.
Leader of the Opposition.
Yes. Very good, Angie. Did you hear Krista?
He knows that, and I would ask that he sticks to the facts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, very good.
Leader of the Opposition.
Wow. Krista, there's a mic right there. You dumb bitch. Don't fucking praise the coached person in front of the hot microphone. You dumb bitch. Oh, man. Oh, man. Very good, Angie. Very good. Jesus Christ almighty.
Opposition.
Well, if the Prime Minister is so proud of how he conducted himself, he would be on the floor in the House of Commons today answering questions.
Yep.
Instead of hiding under a rock. Canadians are sick and tired of a Prime Minister.
Honourable members, that the presence in the gallery, all MPs have duties in the chamber and outside.
Canadians are sick and tired of a Prime Minister.
Honourable members, that the presence in the gallery, all MPs have duties in the chamber and outside. I just want to remind them that referring to their presence or absence is not allowed.
Oh, fuck off!
Honourable Opposition Leader, please continue.
Mr.
I love how the Speaker of the House is trying to still do his duties. Meanwhile, his party is sitting there going, "This is all your fault, asshole." And the rest of the fucking House of Commons just has no respect for the Liberal government at all, and that includes the Speaker of the House. And he's trying to tell them, you can't do something. Meanwhile, like, he's telling people you can't refer to the presence or absence of parliamentarians. Meanwhile, like, wow, this is pathetic.
Mr. Speaker, Canadians are sick and tired of a prime minister who never takes responsibilities for the things that happen under his watch, whether it's the record high inflation or interest rates or the doubling of housing costs or the constant international embarrassments. He always finds someone else to throw under the bus. Are you that person?
Oh! Shit! Nice! Nicely done! Nicely done, Polyev! Nicely done! Well played, sir. I love how they have to go Jewish descendant and not an actual practicing Jew. Oh, you mean like the conservative lady from Thornhill who is an actual practicing Jew and a descendant of Holocaust survivors? That Trudeau called a Nazi? You mean that chick?
Mr. Speaker, I know the Leader of the Opposition doesn't want to rely on the facts, but the facts in this situation are that the government had no prior knowledge that this individual was being invited, nor that he would be recognized. And if they go back and recall what happened on Friday, they will see that it was indeed the Speaker of the House that recognized this individual. We were all caught off guard. It's deeply embarrassing to this Parliament, but to Canada, and I ask that we all deal with this responsibly. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wow.
The honourable member for La Prairie.
Okay, so that's that. I wanted to show you guys that opening bit. That the Liberal Party is actively throwing the Speaker of the House under the bus, while and the conservative party member, the opposition member, is like, are you gonna let them do that to you? Are you really gonna let them do that to you? That's what he just did. He just said, are you gonna let them treat you like this? That's crazy. Well played, Polyev.
Hey, 42 here.
So this is, I found this and I wanted to talk about it because I have no idea what this is about. And I'm wondering if it's about the lions that were held captive for the London Zoo. Because this is called The Tower of London's Most Dangerous Prisoners Weren't Even Human. So I'm wondering if this is about the lions that were captured to go on display for the king.
Hey, 42 here. If you're ever amongst the 30 million tourists that visit the great city of London every year, you won't be surprised to find that England's capital offers something for everyone. There's overpriced pizza in Leicester Square for the foodies, cruises down the River Thames for lovers of water sports, and Buckingham Palace for people who enjoy sticking their faces through railings.
Oh, that's just, I love that. I love that. That makes me laugh. I don't know why. This introduction to England is making me giggle.
You can even take a guided tour around some of the palace's staterooms. But if you want to get really up close and personal with the monarchy, you're better off heading downriver to the Tower of London. There, you'll be able to admire the king's ancient crown jewels and gaze with wonder upon his magnificent scepter. Unfortunately, you won't get the chance to grip his golden shaft with your own hands.
Oh, Thoughty too. Must you be so vulgar and hilarious?
Because the crown jewels are under armed guard by men dressed as pipe cleaners. But that hasn't stopped people from trying. In 1671, an Irishman by the name of Thomas Blood carried out a ballsy plan to steal the sovereign's swag. Over the course of a few months, he nurtured a relationship with the 77-year-old master of the jewel house, pretending to be a nobleman and gradually earning his trust. Eventually, the keeper agreed to show Blood and his friends the precious jewels.
Ooh.
But when they got inside, Blood whipped out a hammer and bonked the keeper nice and hard on the head.
Oh,
then
my.
stabbed him a bit, just to be on the safe side.
I love how Thoughty too. he talks about this stuff, but he always makes it kind of funny. Like, you stabbed him a bit, just to be safe.
But 'twas obviously just a flesh wound, because the iron-noggined keeper managed to sound the alarm before Blood could escape with the loot.
Oh, shit.
After he was captured, the Irish rogue was interrogated by the king himself, who, after hearing the whole story, did the natural kingly thing and gave Blood a full pardon plus a large stretch of land in Ireland.
Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Why?
To this day, nobody's quite sure why the king was so lenient. But obviously the moral of the story is if you're brave enough to steal really, really expensive stuff, you'll be handsomely rewarded.
Apparently. Like, what is this? Like, well, what is this guy? Jack Sparrow? All right, you caught me. I'm here to commandeer a ship, sail to Tortuga, assemble a pirate crew, and otherwise rape, torture, and pillage my Weasley black guts out. Oh, fair enough. Have some land.
Now go tell your parents. Are you tired of spending precious time preparing meals when you have a better to keep 5 calories per serve? The Tower of London has been home to the royal gems since the 13th century. But over the course of its long history, it's acted as much more than the world's biggest jewellery box. In 1066, a massive French bastard called William the Bastard changed his name to William the Conqueror.
Wait, William's actual name was William the...
Called William the Bastard.
Please tell me that this is not just a British joke and that that's true.
Jewelry box. In 1066, a massive French bastard called William the Bastard changed his name to William the Conqueror by conquering England. After which he ordered the construction of the Tower of London as a way to solidify his new rule with a giant oppressive structure. The central keep, the White Tower, was completed by 1100. Over the following 500 years, the tower acted as a royal residence to many monarchs, including Henry III and Edward I. But
wait, it's a residence? It was,
including Henry III and Edward I. But it gained the most infamy as a prison.
Yeah.
Some of history's biggest names were sent to the tower to await their fate, including the future Queen Elizabeth I,
Yep.
Guy Fawkes,
Yep.
Sir Walter Raleigh, and 2 of Henry VIII's wives.
That's true. All of those are true. Yeah, they've all been in the Tower of London. I was talking about about Liz the other day because Mary was basically brought up to be queen, and then at 17 was like, nah, fuck you.
Anne Boleyn and Lady Jane Grey. Unfortunately, for the last 2, their stay ended in involuntary neck removal surgery. And in 1941, German spy Josef Jakobs became the last person to be executed on Tower grounds.
Oh shit.
The Tower's last ever prisoners, oddly enough, were infamous London gangsters, the Cray twins, who were sent there in 1952 for failing to report for national service.
Huh? What the
Across the centuries, the Tower played a crucial role in defending London. Its location on the Thames allowed it to control access to the city, and it served as a stronghold during conflicts like the Wars of the Roses and the English Civil War.
I bet you it helped with maybe not so much with the Spanish Armada.
But its history doesn't just revolve around what its walls kept out, but also what they kept in. Because from the 13th century to the early 1800s, the Tower of London also functioned as a royal zoo.
Yes,
you know
it
that
did.
awkward moment when someone gifts you an apex predator and you're just not sure where to put it? Well, in 1235, Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II said something along the lines of, "Hold my mead," and then presented Henry III with 3 lions.
Oh my god, I was right! This is about the lions!
Who naturally decided the best place to shove them was in the Tower
I love
of London
knowing about
with all the
history.
prisoners. If the thought of 3 lions makes you want to drink lager and kick things, you're probably an English football fan. England's football teams have worn 3 lions on their shirts ever since their very first international match against Scotland back in 1872.
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. I had no idea that when English teams play internationally, they wear 3 lions on their jerseys.
But the symbol itself can be traced back 800
That's
years
cool.
to the royal coat of arms of England, adopted by the Plantagenet kings sometime around 1200 AD. So, by gifting 3 lions to the English crown, Frederick II was engaging in a spot of international arse-licking designed to curry favour with King Henry.
Very much so.
In 1252, Håkon IV, King of Norway, made his own bid for the title of Most Inappropriate Gift in History when he gave Henry a polar bear.
Oh, okay. We're gifting animals now. All right then, here. You got 3 lions? Well, fucker, I'm giving you a polar bear.
Which caused a stir amongst Londoners as it was allowed out of the Tower to swim in the River Thames to hunt for fish. A few years later, King Louis IX of France presented Henry with an elephant, the first to live in England since the Romans invaded in 43 AD. King Louis had actually received the pachyderm from the Egyptians, so...
He re-gifted. Oh my god, he re-gifted an elephant.
It was a bit like handing off the socks you got for Christmas as a birthday present
He
to your
re-gifted an elephant.
But Henry was absolutely delighted by this hand-me-down elephant, and he ordered the construction of an absolutely massive bespoke elephant enclosure. Yet, sadly, after only 3 years, it was dead.
Aww.
In fact, many of the tower's animals suffered a premature death.
Gee, I wonder why. 'Cause they're all fucking not European animals in fucking England.
These weird and wonderful creatures from across the globe were fascinating to look at, but nobody in England had the faintest idea of how to actually care for them. As a result, the animals endured a higher mortality rate than a red shirt in Star Trek.
Nah.
Henry III may seem like a bit of an eccentric, but it turns out
bit?
he was only carrying on a proud family tradition. His ancestor and son of William the Conqueror, Henry I, had kept a collection of exotic animals on his Woodstock estate in Oxfordshire from the early 1100s.
I just want to keep it in the family, man. I just want to keep it in the family with the weird animals. Oh. No, I didn't know that about William the Conqueror.
Via his contacts in foreign royalty, he'd collected an assortment of animals, including camels, lions, and porcupines.
Porcupines,
But his
huh?
interests were far from zoological. As a keen hunter, he kept these beasts alive, purely so he could murder them later, and then brag about it to his mates.
Oh, well, that's not hunting. That's not hunting at all. Hunting requires fucking skill. You just get to go out to your fucking paddock and play chase for a couple of minutes. That's not hunting.
But thankfully in 1272, Henry stopped murdering the poor creatures because he too was murdered by his own body because it died of old age. And so the Woodstock Menagerie was sent to the Tower of London, where the animals joined a growing congregation. Around 1290, Edward I added another lion and a lynx to the mix. He even built a dedicated structure for the lions, which would later become known cryptically as the Lion Tower. And he appointed the first official Master of the King's Bears and Apes. Which, to be fair, sounds like a much more believable job title than a lot of the crap we have today, such as Chief Inclusion and Diversity Officer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thoughty too, that was great. That was great.
His descendant, Edward III, added a couple of more lions. They were absolutely mental for lions back then, weren't they? They also loved the odd leopard, and later kings brought in jackals, hyenas, and more. In the 15th century, all the lions died, and the keeper was, understandably, sacked. But when the 1600s rolled around, under the reign of James I, British explorers started pushing deeper into Africa and began bringing back lions like they were bottles of duty-free vodka.
Lions! Everybody wants lions!
Mostly to supply the horrific lion baiting sport, which was all the rage back then. In case you aren't familiar, lion baiting involves pitting lions against dogs in fights to the
Oh,
death.
that's horrible.
Now, obviously, a lion would easily tear 2 shades of shit out of a dog. So, to even the odds, the dogs were given nothing. Absolutely nothing. They all just died horribly.
That's so horrible. Fuck, man, the poor dogs.
When he wasn't sending dogs to their deaths, James was busy fleshing out the Tower menagerie with such exotic marvels as camels, a tiger, a flying squirrel, and an Indian elephant. Apparently, English elephant care hadn't advanced all that much, because instead of water, the poor creature was given a barrel of wine every day
Oh, what the fuck?
between September and April. Apparently, the keepers thought a booze jacket would keep it warm over the winter. It didn't. By the early part,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that only wine did nothing to help the elephant. He won't be known as James the First. He'll certainly be known as James the Worst. Yeah.
part of the following century, there were a
Apparently.
total of 11 lions, along with various other cats, jackals, and birds of prey living in the tower. Sir Christopher Wren, that's the famed architect of St. Paul's Cathedral, not a knighted bird, was even commissioned to
Not a
oversee the
knighted
construction
bird.
of a new lion house. Up until this point, the collection of wild and probably quite unhappy exotic animals was mostly kept for the diversion and merriment of the monarchy. You know, when they got bored of pushing gold coins into prisoners' eye sockets or whatever.
Ah!
But
Whoa! What the fuck? Where do you come up with this shit?
by the 18th century, the Royal Menagerie was opened to the public and started to look like what we might today call a zoo. Entry
I
cost
hate
3
zoos.
halfpence, but if you couldn't afford the fee, no worries. All you had to do was bring along a cat or dog that could be fed to the lions.
Oh!
Seriously, that was actually a thing. In 1811, King George III was
Lovely.
gifted a
You just find yourself a stray. You know, maybe steal the pet that you, from your neighbor that you don't like.
massive grizzly bear named Martin, the first ever seen in England, and soon afterwards, 2 ostriches were added to the collection. In yet another
They
stroke
were
of
just feeding the
zoological
lions
genius,
the fun way.
the big birds were fed on a diet of nails.
Oh!
Because some 19th century twats decided they were able to digest iron. In an incredibly surprising turn of events, one of the ostriches died. Its awful meals proving to be the final nail in a very long coffin. By 1821, after centuries of sort of well-meaning but ultimately shit animal care, all that was left of the Royal Menagerie was good old Martin and a handful of big cats.
Good old Martin.
But the shockingly short life expectancy of the animals was about to change with the appointment of a new keeper, Alfred Copps. Instead of waiting
he
for rich
actually
aristocrats and foreign dignitaries to present the king with animals as gifts, something that was increasingly rare anyway, Copps actively sought new creatures to add to the menagerie. He brought never-before-seen animals like zebras, alligators, and kangaroos to the tower. And by the time he was done, Copps had built up a collection that included some 280 animals.
Wow, that's... So, where did he buy all... Well, I guess he was like, Your Majesty, I'd like to buy you an animal.
From more than 60 species. It was hard work, and along the way, he was almost strangled by a hungry boa constrictor during a
Oh.
public demonstration. But that was far from the first animal-related incident recorded at the tower. In 1686, a woman by the name of Mary Jenkinson died after being mauled by a lion. And in the 1700s, a young sailor was killed when a baboon threw a cannonball at his head.
Wait, what? A baboon threw a cannonball at somebody's head? Why does the baboon have a cannonball? That's not a toy. Why couldn't somebody give him an actual ball? Was there no construction of actual balls yet? Surely we could have come up with something.
But in 1830, things really kicked off. A man was attacked by a leopard, a monkey bit another man's leg, and a wolf escaped, never to be
Oh.
seen again. It was fast becoming clear that the royal menagerie was becoming a royal pain in the arse, and around this time, a decision was made to move all of the animals to Regent's Park, where the Zoological Society of London had established what is today known as London Zoo. By 1835, the only furry things left at the Tower of London were the guards' headgear. It was the end of a 600-year era, but it must have been quite a relief for the animals, who by then were probably rather tired of maltreatment, malnutrition, and death. In the almost 200 years since, animal welfare has continued to improve, and whilst zoos are still controversial in the eyes of many, at least we no longer serve the elephants buckets of Merlot.
That's true.
Thanks for watching.
That's very true. At least we're no longer serving buckets of wine to elephants. This is good. This is very, very good. I am happy that we are no longer serving wine to elephants. It was a medicine ball. Okay, apparently, Moist Critical has found somebody who doesn't believe in glasses. And as somebody who is blind, I thought that I would watch this and get angry.
I've said this a few times and I'll say it again. We have truly reached the golden age of scams. I think people today are more susceptible to a bunch of hullabaloo nonsense than we have ever been in the history of our species.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but it is.
Even all the way back to like the medieval ages when people would peddle snake oil, just a bunch of nonsense like, here's a health potion.
Drunk
right?
elephant is a fun elephant.
You know, river water mixed with a little dirt, and they sell that, and people are like, oh, it's working. You know, that kind of stuff. I think even the people back then were more privy to scams than they are today. People buy into actually anything at all. And then they subscribe to that belief forever. They refuse to acknowledge that they have been scammed because I guess maybe their pride stands in the way of it, or maybe they truly convince themselves that it's working. Today we have a very interesting one from a Instagram influencer or TikTok influencer, I'm not exactly sure, who's trying to convince her audience that optometrists are lying to you and that glasses are the devil.
Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. Optometrists are lying to you and glasses are not helping.
They're a scam. They don't work.
Okay.
In fact, you can heal bad eyesight through spiritual exercises as well as general exercises and something she calls eye yoga.
Eye yoga? Oh shit, does that mean if I start doing eye yoga, I can grow back my eyeballs and retinas?
That's gonna fix your eyesight. She also thinks a lot of the reason that people have bad eyesight is because they believe they have bad eyesight. So if you just stop believing you have bad eyesight, all of a sudden you're gonna be fucking 20/20 vision. And of course, rub some essential oils from her MLM multi-level marketing scam on your eyes twice a day, and you'll be seeing through people's clothes, basically. Your eyesight's gonna be so good. You'll be able to see the future. It's a...
Oh, Charlie's wearing glasses for this video? That's awesome.
Beautifully ridiculous scam that some people have truly bought into, which is very sad but not surprising in the current climate of the world. And there's a TikToker named Mallory's Thoughts who actually took her course in order to see this outlandish nonsense firsthand, and she reported it to the masses. And it's even more bizarre than I could have possibly envisioned.
Well, thank you to this TikToker for actually taking this chick's course to find out just how fucking stupid it is.
I don't care how many carrots you eat or how much eye yoga you do, your eyesight still won't be good enough to see this coming. It is so wacky. So huge thanks to Mallory's Thoughts for going to the seminar and conveying all the information to the rest of us. It's a beautiful disaster. Have I seen the Samantha Lotus MLM scam saying we don't need glasses? How optometrists scam you. The anti-glasses influencer who claims she can fix your eyesight but is slammed as harmful by experts. Well,
I want to meet this bitch. I really want to meet this bitch, and I want to video. Like, I want to be like, hey, I think you should try to cure my blindness. with your eye yoga and shit. And then watch as she tries to get me to do eye yoga and watches my prosthetic eye just leaps out of my skull.
Well, that's just because they don't understand her methods.
What's the one thing that your optometrist doesn't want you to know about? The fact that you do not need glasses. That's right, you may have been told that you need glasses, but that's actually a lie.
I knew it.
There are mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual reasons why you may not be seeing. And I'm
Yes, physical reasons. That's why the glasses are there, you dumb fuck. For the physical reasons.
here to tell you that that can be healed.
I love spiritual as one of the culprits. You haven't believed hard enough that you can see. Your faith in God has clouded your judgment. That's like actual Star Wars shit. That's why your eyes are so blurry.
If you want to learn more, read the comments. What's the one
Does she expand on
Nope. You have to read
what?
the comments.
I'd like to hear her methodology here. You've got me hooked. That's a huge scam. She told
Yeah,
her
you
Instagram
gotta read the
followers she
comments.
healed her own eyesight and is offering to teach others to heal the spiritual, emotional. Yeah. It incorporates positive psychology, CBT.
Cognitive behavioral therapy? How is cognitive behavioral therapy going to fix your eyes? What the fuck?
Talk and ball torture going to help. Psychoneuroendoimmunology.
Psychoneural endoimmun. Why are we putting prefixes before words that don't need them and that you don't understand? What is endoimmunology? Like endocrine system? Is that what you mean? This is retarded.
Metaphysics, energetics, nutrition, and alternative natural medicine into her healing protocols. She broke down Lotus course in a video and garnered 2.5 million views. Mallory, a popular TikToker.
I am happy to report that I paid $11 this morning to attend so that you didn't have to.
$11? $11. She's trying to cure people's eyesight and charging them $11 for a seminar? Jesus Christ. Either she is vastly underselling herself or she is very much unsure of her product.
Thanks.
We are off to a great start here with a legal disclaimer saying I'm not a pharma doctor. And if anyone wants to explain to me what pharma doctor means, that'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that for you. She's not educated in any way, shape, or form. Like, she's just actually fucking stupid. That's the best I got for you. This is whole.
A pharma doctor. Honey, you do know that doctors don't work in the pharmacy, right? And that pharmacists are not doctors. I'm glad I could clear that up for you.
This holistic education and empowerment purposes. So science, then.
So suggesting that you can't see 20/20 vision because you have unbalanced spirituality, because you have some sort of blockages. So, you know, it's like
chakra blockages.
Blockages? Oh
we did
no.
a few eye health breaks, like eye stretching. She kept calling it eye yoga. It's pretty much
eye stretching? How do you stretch your eyes?
the nice
Can you
part
show
of
me
the whole
one?
thing. At this point, she suggested that
Wait, what is eye yoga, I wonder? Hold on, does she have any courses on that? Now I'm very interested. As an optometrist with a degree, I can tell that she is completely bullshitting. As a man who is not an optometrist, I can tell that she is completely bullshitting.
Right? As a blind person who has never been to an optometrist because I'm blind, I can tell she's bullshitting.
I would hope most people will hear this and know that it's bullshit. We're reaching a point where people will believe anything and everything, but that's only if you do it as a counter to something. You can't
Your
lead
brain
with
hurts.
your craziness.
Yeah, mine too.
It's only if you counter something with craziness where they're like, that's the truth. Because no one wants to trust anything. So if she... Here, let me... Samantha, if you're here, let me give you some free advice on how you could have sold this on Twitter to the absolute lunatics there. If you had said, Big Pharma is trying to vax all of us and send us to these optometrists to keep glasses on us as a muzzle, here's the truth, you would have crushed it. You would have...
Some
absolutely
people
nailed
just
it.
wish their woes
But you didn't
away.
lean into
Yep.
that hard enough. Instead, you led with your lunacy. So now everyone shits on you. See, it's all about framing. You have to put an enemy, and you have to put yourself as the ally. And that's how you
Yeah.
can sell anything.
Could,
Not
in
many
fact,
people
change
are
your
good
eye
at doing
color
that,
through
though.
cellular cleansing and proper detoxification. At this point, we're about 30
Detoxification?
Fantastic news. I've always wanted to have green eyes. Did she have any courses on that somewhere that still exist? Man, I need to pay $11 to go to this seminar. Mallory's hogging all of the secrets, the cheat codes. What kind of detox do I need for green eyes?
says named best vision in the military. What the fuck does that mean? Where did that award come from?
Best vision in the military? What the fuck? We have a division in the military for people with supervision.
Prestigious award. It's like in high school when you're like voted most likely to, you know, be a football star, most likely to be a crack addict, whatever. Like, I'm sure the military does that, right? Best vision in the military award? Take a peek. It's probably a very prestigious list here. What the fuck? There's no Wikipedia.
Watch out for big glasses, they might
Best
create an
eyesight?
evil
Come on.
Cyclops.
The Guinness Book doesn't have it. Yeah, I can't believe it. Why wouldn't the Guinness Book be on it? They'd love that.
Again, this like you can't see because you just need to let go of the belief that you can't see. And she talked about how like
That's what I was
eyes
saying.
are just a barrier between you and the rest of the world. And like
I want to meet her so bad. And she'll be like, you don't need that cane. It's enforcing the belief that you can't see. Put that cane down. You need to believe that you can see. But I can't see. No, stop saying that. You're blocking your sight chakra with your non-belief.
and like what are you hiding from? Then we said some affirmations together.
I've always said that's how you fix most things. You just gotta stop believing in it. If you don't believe in it, it's not real.
Says that you can use eye strengthening oils Immortel. I know that Samantha
What's
is a
that?
rep for doTERRA, sells essential oils under a multi-level marketing structure.
Mm.
And I have been waiting for her to mention it.
This goes very deep.
Interesting.
I see. So, she has her own MLM scam.
Yep.
So that's what this is all about? Immortel, Samantha Lotus. A doTERRA. So this is the grand scheme.
So it's fucking mineral oil and shit that you rub around your eyes. And she's hiding it in a fucking seminar. I feel like I just walked into my old drug dealer's house, right?
Now all the puzzle pieces are coming together. While our products can be used to promote a healthier lifestyle and achieve certain wellness benefits, they cannot be used or marketed as capable of preventing, treating, or curing any disease or symptoms associated with a disease. So the doTERRA essential oils, the Immortel and the Solubel, the top oil blend.
Immortel is a doTERRA essential oil.
Mm-hmm.
And so now
Just
this whole
sell that.
masterclass is starting to make sense. It's a Trojan horse to pitch an MLM.
It's more than that. You're also paying for the Trojan horse.
Yeah, you're doubled. You're paying. That's why it's so cheap. Because she wants you to pay for the seminar so that you'll start paying for the essential oils. So she doesn't want to butt rape you with the seminar fee because she wants to do that with the bottle of essential oils that she's
Very
going to
interesting
sell you.
strategy, actually, from Samantha. She's quite the pioneer.
And that bottle looks awfully
Jesus.
familiar.
Oh, it's the
Remind
Immortel,
you
yeah.
what this one looks like.
Saved his life.
Third line from the top, essential oils around the eyes 2 times a day.
No,
I
don't
will.
put that shit around your eyes. Why? Half that shit, fuck. Do you know, don't you guys remember the goddamn essential oil candle I bought that wrecked my fucking throat for 2 months because I lit it for a day? And they want you to put that shit around your eyes?
Love this essential oil craze that
Jesus
we've come back to.
Christ.
I remember when I was a kid, my mom for a little while was really into the essential oil stuff, and then eventually she's like, wow, this is just bullshit. Because at some point you realize it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't even work as a placebo for anything. But somehow we're just ignoring all of that now. It's like, yeah, it's not working, but that's because I haven't done it for 50 fucking years straight.
Yeah, I have my best friend her eyes, when she's really, really angry, her eyes go green.
Then it'll start working. It's just people now just get so invested in these things because they don't want to be looked at as a fool. You should just cut your losses and realize you've wasted tons and tons of money on essential oils that don't do what they claim for a lot of these scams. I don't think there's anything inherently dangerous about them or anything.
Oh, but there is, though. Some essential oils can be incredibly fucking dangerous. Incredibly dangerous. I don't like essential oils.
But they keep getting marketed as like these panacea, like elixirs that will cure everything if you just use essential oils. SamanthaLotus.com, Natural Solutions for ADHD, the Reality Hacking Podcast. Fortunately, the holistic health model offers a different explanation and more productive solution. Extensive scientific studies have shown that refined sugar, artificial sweeteners, and chemical food additives, as well as nutritional deficiencies, preservatives, and food allergies are all causes of ADHD. Additionally, other correlated causes are stress-related. Where's your solution?
Right?
Cut out sugar? Come on.
Eat better and your eyes will work.
Oh, that is your solution. A diet rich in vegetables, quality health fats, organic lean protein, fruit, and whole foods is the key to a healthy brain.
Yes.
So that's how we beat ADHD, is a better diet.
Oh, okay. So, my oldest kid just has to eat. Oh, wait, he already eats fruit. And oh my God, isn't that amazing?
Thanks, Samantha. She solved it. ADHD has been defeated. I'm eating a donut. Well, enjoy contracting ADHD, swine. Should have listened to Samantha. What does it say? Ultimate co-creator? What does that mean? Is she God's assistant? What do you mean the ultimate?
The ultimate co-creator? What does that even?
Am I reading that correctly? What a title. Ultimate co-creator. A time-space portal where some of the world's greatest leaders, seekers, and game changers come to achieve complete personal and professional mastery.
What?
This is something she sells. Our leading-edge clients, tribe, are those relentless in the pursuit of excellence. They are different.
What the fuck is this nonsense? This Diamond
Peak
Club
expression
bullshit.
and experience is the drumbeat of our soul. We do not settle or accept mediocrity in any aspect of the human experience. We want the best because we are the best. We embody excellence. If you are here for human and planetary flourishing and are ready to step into the fullness of your power and share your message of medicine with the world, you are where you're meant to be. That said absolutely nothing.
No, it...
So what is it? Is this how you sign up to the MLM? Sacred money archetype.
What the fuck? What is all this level? Like, what are these levels? They don't even make any sense.
What class is that in Baldur's Gate? The sacred money archetype. I recognize you. You are here to make waves in the collective. You're at the leading edge of consciousness, bringing humanity forward in your own unique way. You light the way and pave the path, and yet this path isn't without pain. The constant inner urge to innovate, create, lead, expand, and evolve is all too often accompanied by the challenges of balancing health, relationships, happiness, and true lasting fulfillment and freedom.
What the fuck is this shit? I am so confused. Why is she just making things up? Who is this for?
Thanks for recognizing me, Samantha. That means a lot. What an interesting rabbit hole. All because she doesn't believe in glasses and thinks optometrists are lying to you about glasses being real or necessary.
This is so weird. I don't get it. I just don't understand. I really, really don't. I'm kind of flabbergasted here. No. That's kind of crazy to me. All right, I'm gonna go do a quick bathroom break, so I'm gonna play some music for you guys, and I'll be right back. Okay. We have returned. Or I have returned. You are still here. So, let's go. Yeah, we'll do our cop videos last. So let's go watch this Bearing and Sugar Tits video about this poor boy who somehow fell in love with a cat thing.
Sugar Tits surprise video, volume 3, I think.
4.
4.
Is it?
I don't know.
We
4.
did Supermarket Dude,
Oh, yeah.
2 VJJs, Vampire Coven.
Oh, and Communist Feminist.
There you go.
All right, what do you think this one's going to be about?
It's safe to say that it's going to be fucked.
Well, it's another Love Don't Judge video. I find they're fascinating. So let's go.
Love Don't Judge? Oh god.
This is Abigail. She fell in love with Adam.
When she first walked into the room, it just kind of starstruck. I was like, oh wow, she's gorgeous.
This is a fairy video, isn't it?
She's
Oh no.
a cat. I don't think she's a...
Gorgeous.
This is a fairy video, isn't it?
She's a cat.
She's a cat. God damn it. God damn it all. Furries must be exterminated.
I don't think
agree.
she's a fairy. I think she actually identifies as a cat.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why she wouldn't be able to talk or anything? How committed to
Right?
this is she?
Does she shit in a litter box?
Does she?
Thank you, Thank you, freaking sugar tits. Because I walked into this halfway through when Pinkala was watching it. And I'm like, if she's a cat, why is she speaking English?
Do you have a scratching post?
But their relationship isn't like everyone else's.
I'm pretty much a kitten 24/7.
She usually just hangs out in her little cat bed. You're not really anywhere else.
Do you want to say it or shall I say it?
You say it. What are you thinking?
He took getting pussy to a whole new level.
Oh, fuck. Like, she just has a cat bed. She doesn't do anything.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? I'm slow today. So wait, he's doing everything basically. She's a cat 24/7, a kitten 24/7.
Yeah.
She just sits in her little bed
And does fuck all.
and does fuck all. So he's doing the cooking. He's probably doing the cleaning. He's probably working, maintaining the house, while she lies around and licks her pussy.
And then the lazy cunt probably interrupts him while he's trying to work and shit on his laptop.
And how?
What an entitled whore. I can't even. She just lays there in her cat bed?
How do they initiate coitus? Does he have to pretend to be a cat too?
Does he spray?
Oh,
ew.
When he gives me head pats, I get kind of like wiggly and excited.
Don't do that. Due to the
Wait.
Pats, I get kind of like wiggly and excited.
Don't do that.
Wait. He gives you head pats? Like you're actually not a human and he's like, good girl. Like, what the fuck? Ugh.
Due to the unusual nature of their relationship, many haven't responded well to their dynamic.
I bet
The
not.
reactions I get online tend to go two ways. That makes me very uncomfortable. Well, I didn't expect to cry.
is she an OnlyFans bitch?
I don't know. I don't think I've watched this one all the way through. Probably.
My first encounter of Adam was his Facebook dating profile. He was
Why are you a cat on Facebook dating? If you're a cat, you shouldn't be on Facebook. You should be, like, crawling around outside.
covered head to toe in car oil, and it intrigued me, so I swiped and I wanted to see more about him, and I had to meet him.
Would you like a cup? Yeah. Honestly, when she first walked into the room, it just kind of starstruck. I was like, oh wow, look at her. Jeez, she's gorgeous. Would you get the creamer out of the fridge for me? And
Wait, why are you telling the cat to get the creamer out of the fridge? She's a cat.
And she was a little awkward at first, so I quickly got attracted to just wanting to see what more I was going to experience with her.
You don't ask a cat to get milk out of the fridge.
Yeah, you're likely
Right?
not to get it. Wait, wasn't it creamer, not milk?
Well, it's the same thing. I think Americans just call milk cream or something.
That's retarded.
I don't know. I can't be sure.
They're two different things. Surely not. No, that's retarded.
Americans, answer in the chat. Or I think Americans have cream with their coffee, at least, not
Yes.
just milk.
Yeah, but they're acknowledging that cream and milk are two separate entities.
Yes, they are. Cream is thicker with more fat.
Wait, how did we go off on this tangent?
Very good girl.
No, how did
Ew.
we go off on this tangent?
Very good girl.
We've been together for about a year and
Ew.
a half.
He just tell us, so take a seat.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come on, there's some weird sub-dom shit going
This
on in this
is
relationship
gross.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not long into their relationship, Abigail and Adam realised they both had a preference for all things feline. Abigail enjoyed being a kitten, and Adam enjoyed being a kitten caregiver.
Does he?
What the fuck? Then get a kitten. Get a fucking kitten. Don't do whatever the fuck this is.
Fuck the other cats? Should we be calling the RSPC?
I know.
I'm about to spill it.
I'm not gonna spill it.
Oh, they dyed the cat. The poor cat.
I fucking hate people that do that. Dye their animals pink and blue.
Have you seen the gay flag dog? I think there was a gay flag dog
What the
during Pride.
fuck?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Is it a gay dog?
I don't know. Not by its own will.
I'm pretty much a kitten 24/7. I wear my ears to work. When I realized I
You
was
have a job. You have a job. Somebody hired you while you were wearing cat ears?
Kitten, I was 16 or 17. Work. When I realized I was a kitten, I was 16 or 17.
You were 16 or 17 when you realized you were a kitten, and nobody took you to a psychiatrist.
Started wearing ears. I don't think I thought anything of it. I definitely felt more confident when I had them on. I love kitten play because it's kind of just my natural personality and what I like from a relationship.
Kitten. Come.
So being a kitten and having a caretaker is just really natural for me.
It's so awkward, isn't it? Like, how could you not laugh?
Right?
Caretaker is just really.
Come.
So being a kitten and having a caretaker is just really natural for me.
It's
Oh, of course it is. Being a kitten and having a caretaker is just really natural for you.
so awkward, isn't it? Like, how could you not laugh? And does she have a job? Does she go to a job as a kitten?
I think she just said before that I don't know if she still has a job, but she said she used to go to her job as a kitten.
What kind of jobs would you be a kitten in?
Stripper.
Oh, yeah.
Retail at a pet store. She got fired because she kept stealing the litter.
The treats.
She worked at a laser factory and kept going schizo.
I'm surprised.
Fuck. How do you even function as a human and say that I identify as a cat, and you're able to say the words I identify as a cat? If you are able to identify as anything, you're not a fucking cat, because cats don't fucking identify. They're not sentient.
I'm surprised she doesn't have one of those butt plug tails.
Oh, yeah, you can get them, can't you?
Yeah, they freak me out.
So it's like hair on the back of a butt plug.
Yeah, obviously you have to take it out to shit.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I like having Adam as a caregiver because he's the first presence I've been around that I've dated that I don't feel judgment from.
Snuggy Bear!
The cats were judging her.
Wait.
Presence I've been around that I've dated that I don't feel judgment from.
The cats were judging her. Did you see their faces?
Yeah.
This isn't normal, bro. Ditch the bitch, Adam.
Don't do that. So kitten play, I put it into two categories, one of being lifestyle and one of being more like bedroom activity.
Kitten play, lifestyle, and bedroom activity.
I really want to know, does she shit in a litter box? Imagine that Adam's walking past the laundry or wherever the kitty tray is and he smells a big fucking turd.
And he has to go and clean it.
He gets the scooper out and he cleans her shit out of the kitty litter box.
She can't shit in a litter box, surely. Does she eat out of a little cat bowl?
Does he give her catnip?
He drugs her.
For me, it doesn't ever really lead to that. It's kind of just our day-to-day life. That's what does now.
But there are additional complexities at play in their relationship.
For me, I've never really been attracted to people in a sexual standpoint. So in the simplest terms, asexuality is just lack of sexual attraction.
Wait.
No, it's not. Asexuality is the ability to reproduce without having sex with another thing. Stop that. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Wait, so she's just a cat?
She's not giving up anything at all. She's asexual. He's not getting any pussy from the pussy. Not getting any pussy from the pussy's pussy. What? What are you getting out of this, Adam?
What fucked up dynamic did you have in your childhood that enabled you to think that taking care of somebody like this is normal?
Point.
Just own a cat. It'd be easier to take care of just a normal cat. Less expensive. You're not getting anything out of this bitch.
So aces can still have a sex drive, they can still have libido. They just don't feel sexually attracted to the people they might be interacting with.
The first time Abigail actually
Don't
of this bitch.
So aces can still have a sex drive, they can still have libido. They just don't feel sexually attracted to the people they might be interacting with.
I've never heard that before. I've heard asexual people don't have a sex drive. Like, I've never, ever, she's the first person that I've ever heard say that they are asexual that have said that they could still have libido. That's not that... Wow. Okay.
The first time Abigail actually ever told me she was asexual...
Could you imagine being this guy, being told that this bitch is asexual, being told that she could still have a libido, which means she still, like, masturbates and shit. By the way, cats can't do that. And he has to listen and watch and can't do anything. Is she on the spectrum? Maybe.
I believe it was our second date, and I was like, huh, that's different. That's strange, because I'm actually a very, very sexually natured person, so that kind of threw me off a little bit.
But why does she dress in like leathers and shit? Why does she try to dress all sexually if she's asexual?
Because she wants to be Catwoman. Adam, what the fuck? So it was your second date and she told you, we are never, ever, ever having sex.
Also, I'm a cat. You got to feed me and pick up my shit.
Pay for me.
This is weird.
But I like so into her personality and so intrigued by her and wanting to learn about her that I
No.
didn't even care. Like, I
No.
didn't need that at that point, and
No.
I was fine with giving it up for her.
Bullshit!
Look, she's got a lacy fucking pop-up tit thing on and a short skirt. She's all dressed like a stripper, a cat stripper.
I know. Is your cock malfunctioning or something? She's dressed up like a hooker 24/7 and
Is he like... Is she giving him, like... Like, did somehow she manage to suck all the testosterone out of him? Like, what?
she says she's not going to have sex with you ever. He must wank like 10 times a day. Obviously, he's attracted to her because otherwise he wouldn't be in a relationship with her. And he's never, ever allowed to...
Wait. Dude needs to kiss a shotgun. Wait, PSN got hacked. PSN got hacked? When?
To hit that. This guy's wanking a lot.
Are you getting hungry?
A little bit. Let's see. I like to think I'm a 24/7 kitten because I float in and out of it so effortlessly. I don't really have to think about it.
I'm kitten fluid. I'm species fluid.
Hungry. The fish. I've always been a caretaker. I've always been that dominant figure that likes to not really have someone underneath them, but someone to take care of. It makes me feel fulfilled in my relationship to take
Maybe
care
rub
of her.
up against each other all weird,
That is
like
submissive.
maybe.
That's not...
Yeah, that's not dominant. That's submissive.
Dominant? You're doing everything for her. She owns you. You dumb bastard.
She enjoys watching me cook. I kind of get lost in my own little world when I'm cooking. Yeah, she usually just hangs out in her little cat bed, and she's always following around, which is okay.
I don't like when you disappear.
Come.
Kitten.
Not you. Here.
Come, kitten.
Not you.
And don't play with your food.
I'm not playing with my food.
Well, it's considered playing with your food.
No, it's not.
There's a bit of a, like, daddy
This is
dynamic.
This is
isn't there?
weird.
Like, don't play with your food, kitten. Who fucking says that to their cat? You say that to your kid.
Yeah, that's gross. Ugh.
There's more to this than just the pussy.
The lack of pussy.
The lack of pussy, yeah.
So I think I can be a bratty kitten because I'm extremely stubborn sometimes. And a lot of times I'm not expecting him to suddenly bring out his caregiver side, and I'll be doing something and he'll like swap my head or swap my hand. And I get kind of grouchy because I wasn't expecting to be reprimanded and I want to do what I'm doing.
You mean because you're a fucking human?
Hello,
I want to talk to you about something. I was curious how you felt about my asexuality at this point, with everything we've done.
Honestly, it's helped shape a lot of my character, and I've learned to really appreciate and love you.
His balls must be massive. No, baby, it's shaped my character. It's shaped my balls.
Well, they're probably not, because he empties them 20 times a day. This all just seems a bit unnecessary. I got a fucking cat. She does fuck all. She doesn't suck my dick or fuck me. She's just a cat, a stupid fucking cat that I've got to pat and feed.
She's done a lot for him emotionally.
Ugh. And he sounds like such a robot when he says that. Like, honestly, babe, you've shaped my character.
Very.
Nah.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, this is too weird. Does he take her to family events? This is my cat girlfriend. We're never gonna have kittens because she doesn't put out.
Thank God. Neuter the bitch.
Right?
I more than get what I need with you, more than I ever thought I would in any relationship with someone else.
He sounds like such a fucking robot. I get way more out of this with you than I thought I would with any relationship. Watching this yesterday made me lose faith in humanity. Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
To cry, that's for sure. So happy. Old friends, new friends, they all kind of come to the same consensus, including my coworkers, which is kind of cool. They always say they don't think they'd recognize me out in public if I didn't have my ears on.
That's not a good thing.
I never take them off. I try not to let people see me without them because it just feels weird to me. I get more of a judgment online. A lot of the negativity is just creepy men. People that don't believe that it's not sexual.
It is sexual. You're fucking the way you talk. You sound, oh my
Sexual.
God.
You dressed up like a slut cat.
She's playing some fucked up mind game with him where she
Yeah.
dresses like a sexy cat, but then he's not allowed to get anything from her. He's not allowed to have sex with her ever. Like, if you really wanted this to be purely non-sexual, you'd wear a furry jumpsuit, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's too emotional to be a cat anyway. Cats are cunts.
That's right.
You'd wear like track pants or like those onesies or whatever.
Right. They're cunning.
She cried before when he said, "Oh, it's alright, I don't want to fuck you anyway."
Oh, it's so cold. I've had people even in the kitten community come at me saying I'm wrong for involving people in my kink.
You are.
Somebody's doing something and is not intruding into your private life. I see no reason to judge it. Nobody has the right to judge somebody else for being happy.
You're on Love Don't Judge, and even though it's called Love Don't Judge, you're putting it out on the internet. We're going to judge you. Fuck off.
Right? It's literally that shows like that are literally bait for judgment. That's just what they are.
Yeah, that's right. Embrace it.
Pussy.
Yeah, I mean, okay, there's obviously all types of different people with all types of kinks and weird shit going on. I have nothing against whatever you
She
do.
does?
That
Oh,
makes you happy,
God.
that's fine. But if you're going to put it on the internet, you're going to have to accept that you're going to be called out because it's weird.
Says the two cartoon bears.
Yeah, but we don't identify as bears in real life.
There's
I
a
don't
part
confuse
2?
my-
Oh my God. There's a part fucking... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll have to find that for the next Just Chatting. Okay, so... Fool arrested for DUI forgets about
Alright,
his
something in the
baby
video.
girl in the fucking car. And I added the fucking. Because Radical runs a family fucking friendly show here. Okay.
Alright, something in the video happened that needs to be at the front of the video. Holy hell, this guy is a complete bastard.
I'm not no deadbeat daddy. I'll spit on you. All right. You want to come call to get the kid? 10? What kid? The kid in the car. Come. What her name is?
What her name is? What the fuck, dude?
What her name is? What's the name of my kid?
As you well know, I always have a little quip at the beginning of the video, but I changed the one I did choose out for the, well, let's just call it the father of the year,
Where you from, cuz? Lake City?
Oh, no. This looks like the start of a beautiful friendship.
Wow. So drunk. Oh my God, this is gonna make me angry. I can already tell. They took it down on YouTube over comments. Oh shit.
Pretty obviously signal one or intoxicated. They was stopped right in the middle of the interstate or in this fast lane here.
Oh shit.
Semi saw him driving. Saw him get out, get in the passenger seat. Vehicle was running when I walked up to the vehicle. Vehicle was operable. He was in the passenger seat when I went up there. Still constructive possession of the vehicle. There is a baby in the back seat.
Oh, is it his?
Oh Jesus Christ! I please tell me the baby's at least in a seat.
Did he really think that was gonna work? You know, I'll just sit in the passenger seat. Here's to hope when he actually says the baby was driving.
So, fun. Okay. Where's he from? He got his driver's license and they ran him. I don't have that information. So we grabbed him, brought him back over here, and at that point he grabbed him by my vest. So we grabbed him from my vest and stood him up, and he fell into the puddle there.
Oh, he is very drunk. Like he cannot stand up.
So that's what's going on, guys?
Simple, bro. I ain't no wild. Bro, I'm not in the streets. I'm not selling drugs. I'm not out here f***ing all.
You're drunk, though.
Lot. So we had a video that was in the bathroom with all kinds of echoey noises. Now we are in between two lanes of traffic. Oh dear. Imagine having 2 lanes of traffic inside a bathroom.
My man.
2 lanes of traffic inside a bathroom.
Where you from?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
Lake City?
Like I said, the start of a beautiful friendship.
I don't know you.
You don't know me? So what you doing way over here? What you doing way over here?
My mama, Sonya Glazer, Mark Glazer, look them up. That's my mother, bro. I'm here with them, bro.
Okay.
So what's the pressure?
Whose kid is this?
Mine. What's the pressure?
Okay.
That's your kid?
Alright. Well, let's walk back here to my car with me real quick.
If you're not gonna talk no reasonable shit, I'm not walking with you.
Turn around. I'm not gonna play that game. Turn around.
See? I bet they're gonna get scones.
Don't touch up right now.
Scones. Good. Put this fucker right under arrest.
Chill out. Don't be aggressive. I'm not being aggressive. I ain't got no warrants. Don't be wild.
Well, don't test up on me then.
Like no warrants. I ain't got no warrants.
Walk right here.
I'm aggressive. I ain't do nothing wrong, bro. I ain't got no warrants, but don't be aggressive with me.
Okay, then listen to what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
As simple as that.
How can you make me understand when you got me in handcuffs? Think about it.
Handcuffs stop your brain from working? I didn't know you had brains in your arms.
I'm asking you simple questions and you want to be...
No, bro.
Be a smart ass about it.
I'm not being a smart ass. You got me in handcuffs and I'm not... I have no warrant. I have nothing. What law have I broken?
Walk right here.
I'm not aggressive, bro.
Lean right here for me.
Stop,
You don't have to be
go,
aggressive
Lean
to
right
be
here.
in handcuffs, dude.
Lean on the car for me.
What the fuck?
Lean on the car.
You can barely talk. Just fucking lean on the car.
Right here, bro. I'm not finna put my face in the car, bro.
Okay, spread your feet.
Shit, bro. I'm right here, bro.
Spread your feet.
You can search my pockets, bro. I am right here, bro.
I'm telling you, we're not gonna...
I'm right here, bro. I'm not fighting you.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up. You are right there. Oh, holy hell, mate. For a minute there, I thought you were somewhere else. And I'll leave it entirely up to you to make sense of that.
Real shit, I'm not fighting you, bro.
Okay, then stop acting a fool, man.
I'm not acting a fool. What the fuck
Yeah,
is
you
going
are.
on?
It almost looks like he took offense at that. I ain't acting the fool. I am the genuine article.
Yeah, how dare you say I'm acting the fool?
I'm right here, bro.
Are you sure?
Ain't no question, bro.
Okay. Turn this way.
Chill out, bro. Don't be aggressive, bro. Chill out, bro. Don't be aggressive, crazy.
Well, then just listen to what I'm saying, man. It's not
I'm listening, am I not? You ain't gotta be that aggressive, bro.
Nobody's being...
You know, normal people have a period at the end of the sentence. This guy has the word bruh. Could you not? It's almost like he's talking on the walkie-talkie. But instead of over, he has bruh.
I don't get that. I don't understand the people that speak like that. That say bro at the end of every fucking thing.
He's got a gun in his pocket. Yeah, bro, I'm a father.
Well, let me correct you right there. You're this big and you had a kid. That's all. Is it your kid? I mean, are we sure? He said it is, but hey, we don't know, bro. No, I'm just using the bro so he knows that it's the end of the sentence so he can do his talky bit again. I'd rather not have him do the talky bit, but hey, here we are.
You can look up whatever you need to look up. I'm not mad at you.
That's nice.
Look up whatever you need to look up.
You got anything else on me?
Look up whatever you need to look up, bro. Ain't nothing. Yeah, look up whatever you need to look up. I'll put that on my child. Look up whatever you need to look up. I'm right here.
Don't go nowhere.
You gotta be aggressive. I'm right here. I'm facing you.
Nobody's being aggressive, dude, except for your aggressively saying I'm not being aggressive. Ugh. The issue is this guy is an SMRT. Nope.
See y'all, I'm
I don't want you to face me. That's the problem.
Why you got to be aggressive?
Have a seat. Stop.
Hey,
He's trying to be an East Coast.
Okay, have a seat.
Let me go.
No.
Have a seat.
Have a seat.
There's also the issue of being
Have a seat.
Let me go. Don't touch me.
Scoot in the car.
Let me go and I'll thank you.
Get in the car, dude.
Don't touch me, bro. Cause you being too aggressive and that shit not gonna.
Because you want to be a smart aleck. We're in the middle of the interstate.
My dad's a lawyer, so I'm not gonna even go home.
Your dad's a lawyer, so you're gonna act like this? Oh, good.
Ah, the good old, my dad works at Nintendo, and I'm gonna Mario stomp all over your head. Which would be rather topical, because what is that on your head? You look like a yellow Koopa Troopa.
No, you'll call my lawyer or no?
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, we're gonna call him.
They'll call him right now. Don't touch me.
Oh wait, so it turned into my dad is a lawyer, now it's some lawyer you gotta call. That's weird.
Shit go about my lawyer, bro. Call my lawyer right now. Call my lawyer, bro.
No. That's not how that works, dude. You get the lawyer call at the jail.
Stop trying to make me a criminal, bro.
I'm not saying anything.
You're making yourself a criminal.
Well, you just gotta listen to simple instructions.
I did, bro. I'm in the back seat.
You did not listen to simple instructions. That's why you're in the back seat. Isn't that interesting?
I didn't fight you.
I don't know who this Chew fella is, but I do find it rather hilarious that you need to call out your location at all times. I'm right here, bro. I'm in the back seat, bro. Hey, bro. Can you stop brawling, bro? For fuck's sake. Or is it for fuck's sake? I don't know.
You can search whatever you want. I don't do drugs. I don't do none of that.
Huh. I was wondering when that one was gonna be pulled. I didn't do nothing. There it goes. I thought I actually fortified the wordy bit bucket against the did do nothing.
Is that all of it?
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I don't do drugs. I just drink a whole bunch of shit and drive with my baby in the car.
Hey, my man.
Oh, come on, officer. I heard you before, but hey, don't you start with the my man, my dude, bro thing. I mean, stop it.
Do you have a good phone number for mom?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
There's that word again.
So if we can get in touch with her, she's gonna answer the phone.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Oh, now, oh, really? Okay, then.
Oh, you bloody dick flute. I know I did tell you to stop using bruh, but holy hell. Now you're gonna use that word, huh? Making me do work and shit. Well, to be fair, it's hardly work. That's just lowering the volume and then up and down again, you know? Stop it! I keep saying that, but I won't.
Y'all got her boy in his handcuffs and he didn't do shit.
Okay.
Yeah, he did do shit. He drove drunk with a fucking child in the car. It's all just been overused now, though, that slang.
I'm talking about the mom to the kid.
Fuck that. My mama. You used to ask for my mama, you gonna call my mama.
Nope.
You You can't write this shit. This grown-ass man
Wow.
actually believes that the officer was talking about his mom,
Not the mother
kid's
of the
mom.
child.
Father of the year, everyone.
Wow. Wow. No, you call my mom. Don't call the kid's mom. Call my mom.
My stepdaddy gonna sue y'all. He a big lawyer.
Are you sure about that? Is he just big? I mean, at this point, I have no... This man uses words. But that is also the end of that sentence. And I use that term lightly. Man.
Big law enforcement in the government. So your FBI.
So what do you want?
What?
Hey,
you gonna call my mama?
Can I talk for a sec?
Ooh, that was a big one, wasn't it?
That was.
I didn't censor that one, so it wasn't making me do work and shit, but I'm not talking about it, so you're still making me do work and shit. By talking about it, which is what I do. So, no, you're not gonna... Hey, let the officer talk. Damn it, Reginald, shut the hell up. Oh, you wanna go, bro? Well, come at me, bro.
Oh, Radical.
See how stupid you sound when you use the words?
I'm not trying to hear that. Call my stepdaddy and my mama and get sued.
My
Get
stepdaddy?
the kid.
What kid?
The kid in the car.
What
Yeah,
kid?
Your kid, allegedly. Clearly, we're dealing
What kid? What do you mean, what kid?
with the father of the decade, maybe even the century. Good God, man. What the hell is wrong with you?
What her name is?
What?
Tell me what her name is.
How would they know what her name is? It's your kid.
What's the name of my kid?
So we've got this specimen driving around in this car with his kid. I guess this absolute twat waffle was so preoccupied with whether he should drink and drive and have a kid at all, he didn't stop to think if he should.
Can you also see if he has a concealed?
Why am I here? Because if I can't talk to her. Make it make sense. Why y'all got me in handcuffs if y'all don't know what y'all gonna do with my daughter?
So listen, do you have someone that can come and get your daughter?
What are you gonna do with me if you ain't got nothing to do with my daughter?
Your daughter is in the car, dude. And they're gonna take her to the police station if there's nobody that can come get her right now. And she's just gonna sit with a cop until somebody can come and pick her up and not you.
Make it make sense. DCL,
Yes.
bro.
Yeah, DCF, bro.
Yeah, well, you know, they could also let you go and let you drive around with a kid you don't even know you had in the car or even had at all. It seems like a much better... Don't you have a phone with you? With your... Well, in this case, it would be a baby mama, huh? Either that, or she got bamboozled by this lad and he just drove around with the kid drunk and she has no idea where he is or where her kid is. I mean, he was making sure where the hell he was. He's right here, according to himself. He has no idea where the kid is. He has no idea where his phone is. He has no idea where his wife is. And that is taking quite an assumption. Bro.
I mean, I'm gonna call DCF regardless, but...
Hey, you can call them however you want.
Okay.
You can call them however you want. Oh, okay, I will
So
then.
you're fine with turning them over to DCF?
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, I'll spit on you. I ain't gonna do this.
You don't want to do that?
Nah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Talking about DCF about my daughter. The same,
Yeah.
Same little child I've been with every day of her birth.
Yet you don't know her name. You didn't even know she was in the car. Shut the hell up, you bloody fool. Officer told you not to act like a fool. Now you did. And you keep continuing to act like a fool. Don't make me get Mr. T in here. He'll whoop your ass.
I'll spit on you, boy.
Wow.
What you doing, sucker? What are you talking about?
Now calm down, Mr. T.
I'll spit on you? Holy shit, dude.
He didn't mean it. He's just acting the fool.
I've never not missed a day with her, boy. I'm not no deadbeat daddy. I'll spit on you.
All right.
You tripping.
But listen up now. This is serious. When you attempted to do something
Why did
wrong,
you breed if you're so stupid? That is a question that I ask a lot of times, is why are stupid people breeding?
even if the reasons are good, think twice, because you never know how things will turn out. You might be getting yourself and everybody else into a whole lot of trouble. Do what's right, and you can't go wrong. Take it from me, Mr. T.
Damn it, we need more Mr. T's in our life.
We do. We need this again. We need Mr. T again.
He's Signal 1, parked in the middle of the I-75. He has a baby in the car.
Well, the stupid part about that is, it was as much as a surprise to him as everyone else around the car. Bye-bye. And a crocodile rat to you, too.
I'm not no deadbeat daddy.
That's the crazy part, is that he didn't even realize the baby was in the fucking car. Okay. Our last video is an Audit the Audit video about a police officer who gets fired for arresting a disabled man. And I have not watched this, so we will find out what's going on.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers the Americans with Disabilities Act, trespassing, and concealing identity, and is
Okay, so ADA, trespassing, and identity.
brought to us by Cop Watch's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. On August 19th, 2022, officers Kenneth Skeens, Marcos Flores, and Gregory Radigan of the Albuquerque Police Department responded to a Target location in Albuquerque, New Mexico upon reports of shoplifters in the store. According to Officer Skeens, a Target loss prevention employee then informed him of another quote-unquote shoplifter, seemingly referring to Matthew McManus, a 53-year-old man with unidentified disabilities who was struggling to complete a purchase at a self-checkout kiosk.
Wait, okay, so this person with disabilities is having trouble using the self-checkout, which doesn't surprise me because not all of them are accessible and some of them like have the accessibility stuff turned off.
Although there seems to be some dispute as to whether the Target employee claimed Mr. McManus was a shoplifter or wanted him to be removed from the store, the Albuquerque officers approached Mr. McManus at the self-checkout. The interaction that followed was captured on body camera.
Go ahead, grab all your money. Let's walk out, okay? Take your money out. Do you want to walk us to walk you out, or you want to walk?
These audit people are interesting. I like Audit the Audit because he is very balanced and he will call out both police and auditors. So if the auditor is the problem, he will point it out. If the police officer is the problem, he'll point it out. And if the interaction is good on both sides, he'll point it out.
Go ahead and put your money on that.
Oh wow, he's very disabled.
Come with us, okay? You gotta go. Gotcha. Take your money out. You're coming with us now, okay? So go ahead and grab your money, sir. We'll be walking out, okay? Go ahead and take your money out. So we're gonna take your money out. Do you want to walk us to walk you out, or we're leaving, okay?
Wow.
You're gonna be issued a criminal trespass that you can't come back to the city anymore, okay?
He's just trying to buy his shit. And they're threatening to permanently trespass him?
I was just getting my money out because I just was getting...
New Mexico, I'm not surprised. For context, he has a bunch of money out and he's trying to count crumpled bills on the till. Okay.
So go ahead and grab your money, sir. Here's your money. Put it in your pouch. You're walking out, okay? And you're going to be identified, okay? You're not going to be issued a criminal trespass. That's okay. Come back and walk out, okay?
I'm calling 911.
The officers tell Mr. McManus that he is being criminally trespassed from the store because he quote-unquote took too long to make his purchase.
How is that even fucking legal? First of all, American money doesn't have any way of, like, so what if, like, because he could have multiple disabilities, one of which could include vision loss. So maybe he has to fold his bills in a certain way. This is too long? There's a length of time?
Although it is unclear whether Target asked that Mr. McManus be removed from the store, if a Target employee actually did request that the officers trespass him, this action potentially violated Title III of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Title III of the ADA applies to places of public accommodation, which Section 12-181 of Title 42 of the United States Code defines as including bakeries, grocery stores, clothing stores, hardware stores, shopping centers, and other sales and rental establishments.
So a department store absolutely counts as a like a Title 42 or Title 3.
Under Section 12182 of Title 42 of the United States Code, which is part of Title 3, quote, no individual shall be discriminated against on the basis of disability in the full and equal enjoyment of the goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, or accommodations of any place of public accommodation by any person who owns, leases, or operates a place of public accommodation. The statute also states that, quote, discrimination includes a failure to make reasonable modifications in policies, practices, or procedures when such modifications are necessary to afford such goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, or accommodations to individuals with disabilities. And also includes, now quoting again, a failure to take such steps as may be necessary to ensure that no individual with a disability is excluded, denied services, segregated, or otherwise treated differently than other individuals because of the absence of auxiliary aids and services.
So, like, if somebody saw that he was struggling at the checkout, somebody should have come over and said, sir, do you need some assistance? Oh, okay. But still, it's like, if, like, somebody should have said, you know, hey, sir, I see you're having some trouble. Can I help you? Not, you're taking too long, so we're going to trespass you.
Here, it seems obvious the target could have easily accommodated Mr. McManus's disability by an employee offering assistance or moving him to a cashier checkout, or by the store simply allowing him the additional time he needed to complete the purchase on his own. It is also possible that a court would find that the Albuquerque officers were required to provide reasonable accommodation to Mr. McManus, although the case law surrounding the issue is complicated and conflicted. Now, while Title III of the ADA applies to private entities operating places of public accommodation, Title II covers public entities. According to Section 12132 of Title 42 of the U.S. Code, quote, no qualified individual with a disability shall, by reason of such disability, be excluded from participation in or be denied the benefits of the services, programs, or activities of a public entity,
Which means, basically,
or be subjected to discrimination by any such entity.
So basically, this covers, this is the covering of, you know, stuff like public services, including police, because the Title III covered like the private corporations like department stores and stuff like that. This covers access to actual public services like the police, not discriminating against you because of your disability. Your free access to, like, for example, if I lived in the States and I required documentation in Braille, that would be covered under this for public service access.
In interpreting this statute, courts have consistently held that police departments are public entities under Title II, and concluded that at least some law enforcement activities are considered services, programs, or activities for the purposes of the ADA. On the other hand, as the Congressional Research Service noted in its publication The Americans with Disabilities Act and On-the-Street Police Encounters, quote, while courts agree that Title II applies to at least some law enforcement functions, they disagree on whether the ADA applies to on-the-street police encounters, such as use of force or arrests. Unfortunately, we do not have time to explore the nuances of these complex legal issues in a single ATA episode, but I have included a link to the Congressional Research Service's publication in the description down below, and I would encourage you to check it out if you're interested in learning more on this topic.
Okay, that's interesting. So that's some further reading if anyone wants it. Does he have a scooter or something?
Sit down, man. Stop playing with me, man. Sit down.
Alright, you got an ID on you, man?
Not giving you any idea.
You don't identify yourself, you're under arrest, correct?
Why does he have to identify himself? He was just trying to buy his shit.
Yes, we are. We're out here.
No, you're not. You're security.
So what's your name, man?
None of your business.
Alright, then you're under arrest. Go ahead, put your hands behind your back.
Fuck you, man.
You're refusing to identify yourself, correct?
Who you calling, man? You ain't even
He's calling 911. That's what he said anyway. So yeah, just go ahead and put him in handcuffs, guys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, he's got autism. Okay.
I was just paying. I was just having my.
The police have the right to remove the person from the store, but they have to inform the store they will do so under duress.
Something locked in my fanny pack, and the security guards came, and I didn't take more time than anyone else. The other ones before me.
So now you're going to be charged, okay, with concealing identity, resisting
The
officers.
fuck?
Okay?
No. Concealing identity and resisting officers?
And you're going to be trespassed, so you can never come back here again, okay?
Officer Skeens informs Mr. McManus that he's going to be charged with concealing identity and resisting officers, and that he's being trespassed from the Target store so he can never come back. We will discuss the concealing identity and resisting charges later in this episode, but for now, viewers should note that under Section 30-14-1 of the New Mexico statutes, quote, criminal trespass consists of knowingly entering or remaining upon the unposted lands of another, knowing that such consent to enter or remain is denied or withdrawn by the owner or occupant thereof.
None of which is what just happened. He was literally there just trying to buy his stuff. People were upset that he was taking too long, and the police were like, no, you gotta go, and you can't come back.
The Court of Appeals of New Mexico explained in the 2002 case of State versus Tower, which was overruled on other grounds in 2014, although shoppers are given authority to enter a store that is open to the public as a place of commerce, quote, there is no question that a private property owner can restrict the use of its property, either to certain persons or to those purposes for which it was dedicated, so long as the restrictions are not discriminatory. Therefore, although there are serious questions as to whether Mr. McManus's exclusion from the property was discriminatory, generally speaking, an individual can be arrested for trespassing in a public store if they enter or refuse to leave after being told that their permission to be in the store has been revoked. However, the statute explicitly states that consent to remain must be withdrawn by the owner or occupant of the property. And
yeah, and Audit the Audit has said very clearly in this video that it is unclear whether Target asked for him to be removed.
Officer Skeens certainly did not have the authority to unilaterally revoke Mr. McManus's invitation to shop at the Target. Although there is some question as to whether Target wanted Mr. McManus to be trespassed from the property, it is clear that no employee from Target ever informed Mr. McManus that his permission to be in the store had been withdrawn. Further, according to the jury instructions for the New Mexico trespassing statute, in order to sustain a conviction, a prosecutor must prove that the defendant had, quote, actual subjective knowledge that permission to enter or remain had been withdrawn.
Which I don't see that there's any offering of that knowledge anywhere. It isn't clear whether the police officers made the decision or whether Target asked him to remove the person. All we know is that the person was just removed.
Rather than proof of what a reasonable person would have understood. Therefore, if Mr. McManus was charged with trespassing for refusing to leave the store, he could also argue that his disability prevented him from knowing and understanding that his permission to shop had been revoked.
Stand up. No, that's not right. I was just paying my things. And I didn't know you were police officers.
Yes, we told you that already.
I didn't see your badge.
Okay, well, we told you, right?
We identified.
You can tell anybody anything. That's one thing that freaks me out, is that I have no way of determining whether anybody that tells me they're a cop is a cop. I have no fucking way. Like, especially with some of the impersonators out there. Like, so what if I hear a radio? You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell.
Security guards say they're police officers
We
all the
identified
time.
ourselves as Albuquerque Police.
Let's
We
go
had
ahead
a
and get
reason
him
to talk to you.
stood up and search.
The reason to talk to you was they didn't want you in there no more, okay? So we have the reason. We asked you your name. You didn't give us your name. That's
What was
concealed
the
identity.
reason?
Oh, I like watching videos like this and reacting to it.
They didn't want you there, and they have that right as the business not to want you there.
Okay, but they don't
We're
have...
gonna help you stand up. We're gonna put you in that patrol unit over there, okay?
Why?
Sound good?
No, it don't sound good.
Well, that's what's gonna happen.
911, help me, please.
No one's on the phone, man.
I didn't see their badge. I didn't know they're police officers.
Well, everything's on camera, just so you know. You became
Yeah, good. Good.
Resistant in the store and out
No,
here.
I didn't.
We asked you your name. I'm done explaining to you. That's fine. You're under arrest.
You're under arrest, okay? That's not changing now.
For what?
Concealing identity, resisting officers, okay?
What resisting officers?
I didn't know you were police officers. How can
I told you.
consider-
That's your own fault. You didn't listen, okay? I can't help you with that. You don't want to listen. But go
I-
ahead.
Exactly, Lord Famine. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. This guy is, all he was trying to do was pay for his stuff and leave.
I believe you were police officers.
Stand up. You didn't believe us? Doesn't matter.
And Lord Famine, you're absolutely right. Too many security guards dress like cops, and too many cops do off-duty security work.
Despite the fact that Mr. McManus repeatedly explains that he thought the officers were security guards, Officer Skeens continues to insist that Mr. McManus will be charged with concealing identity and resisting officers. Section 30-22-1 of the New Mexico statutes, which codifies the offense of resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer, prohibits, now quoting, resisting or abusing any peace officer in the lawful discharge of his duties. Although physical resistance to an arrest or seizure can constitute a violation of this statute, according to the jury instructions for this statute, the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the defendant knew that the individual they were resisting was a police officer.
Which we can tell that this gentleman clearly didn't know.
Accordingly, given Mr. McManus's repeated insistence that he did not know that the officers were law enforcement, he would have a defense to a resisting charge. Additionally, Mr. McManus could argue that he resisted the officers' attempts to physically remove him from the store because they were acting with excessive force. The Court of Appeals of New Mexico concluded in the 2015 case of State versus Jahidi that, quote, an officer is still acting within the lawful discharge of the officer's duties, even if conducting a search or seizure that violates an individual's constitutional rights because it is not supported by reasonable suspicion or probable cause. And therefore, that, now quoting again, if the individual physically resists the officer, the individual may be charged with and convicted of resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer. However, as the Supreme Court of New Mexico outlined in the 2008 case of State versus Ellis, a criminal defendant has a qualified right to assert a self-defense claim against a police officer when the officer is using excessive force.
Okay.
And while an individual does not have the right to self-defense when an officer is using necessary force to effect an arrest, they are permitted to defend themselves against excessive use of force by an officer.
Right. Which, that makes sense to me. Like, if you're not resisting and the officer's like, stop resisting, and tries to fucking slam your head into the ground and you fucking punch him, that's reasonable.
Consequently, if a court concluded that the officers were using excessive force against Mr. McManus, his non-violent physical resistance to their attempts to remove him could be
I would
found
hope
to be
the
legally
charges
justified.
would be dropped.
Now, as to the concealing identity charge, under Section 30-22-3 of the New Mexico statutes, quote, concealing identity consists of concealing one's true name or identity or disguising oneself with intent to obstruct the due execution of the law
None
or
of
with
which he
intent
did.
to intimidate, hinder, or interrupt any public officer in a legal performance of his duty. In the 1999 case of State versus Dawson, the Court of Appeals of New Mexico determined that this statute, quote, requires a person to furnish identifying information immediately upon request, or if the person has reasonable concerns about the validity of the request, so soon thereafter as not to cause any substantial inconvenience or expense to the police.
Okay, so this guy, maybe after he's been told, yes, we are the police, then yeah, he should identify himself. Holy shit! Breaking news! The Speaker of the House, Anthony Rota, has just resigned. I literally just got that notification from Apple News. Anthony Rota, Speaker of the House, just resigned. That's literally just happened.
Even so, the Court of Appeals clarified in the 2021 case of State versus Aguilar that the concealing identity statute only applies when an officer has reasonable suspicion to detain the individual whose identity is requested because, quote, absent evidence establishing reasonable suspicion, the seizure of a defendant for questioning is unlawful under the Fourth Amendment, and the state cannot prove that the officer was acting in the so-called legal performance of his duty. Unless the officer has reasonable suspicion to detain the suspect and question him about his identity,
None of
concealing
which
one's
they'd
identity
had.
is not a crime, and the individual is free to walk away.
Yeah, none of what was just outlined happened in the beginning of that video.
Now, in this situation, the Albuquerque officers will likely argue that they had suspicion to detain Mr. McManus based on his physical resistance to their efforts to trespass him from
Yes.
the target. However, as we discussed earlier,
Well, he was the guy that the Liberal Party is saying was the only one who knew about the Nazi. But yeah, yeah. Literally the scapegoat of the house. The entire Liberal Party was like, we knew nothing about it, it's all the Speaker of the House's fault, which nobody is believing. But Anthony Rota just took the fall and just resigned.
here in this episode, there are serious questions about the legality of his removal from the store, and Mr. McManus would certainly have a solid argument that the officers did not have reasonable suspicion to detain him, given
Absolutely.
the potentially unlawful nature of their conduct up to this point.
Don't resist anymore. Stop.
Just walk, man.
You stop.
Just walk.
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just about to pay my money in the automated system. I was putting my money in and I didn't do nothing.
He didn't. He was trying to put his fucking cash in the
I
machine.
told you what's going on. Stop.
What the fuck?
I'm done with you. Stop. Separate your feet. We told you who we were.
I got security guard tell me they were police.
Well, then, sorry those security guards told you that, but they...
We are actual law enforcement officers. What's your name? Tell me your name. You gonna tell me anything, man?
Not till I get a lawyer.
Well, that sucks to suck, man.
No, I have the right to remain silent.
Not when it...
Trudeau has already blamed it on Russian disinformation. Yep. Oh no! See, the thing is that what's going on is that anybody that said anything about any Ukrainians serving in World War II as Nazis, that's automatically being washed away as right-wing lies when that's not true at all. And that's why it's being spewed as Russian disinformation.
When it comes to your name.
No, that's
You do, but that's why now you're going to jail for concealing identity.
So Matthew, here's what you're under arrest for, okay? Concealing identity and resisting evading obstructing officers, okay?
Don't
No.
catch a felony charge by hitting me or anything. Step
That's
in.
not okay.
all I was doing was paying for my things.
Yeah, it was explained to you
And
many
you
times,
had to cut off one of my fanny packs. You saw how hard it is to get my money out. And I was trying to get my money out, and I got it all out. And then you came, and I thought you were a security guard.
After the arrest,
He's
Mr. McManus
making perfect sense. Like, it's taking him a little bit longer to articulate it, but he's making sense. He's like, look, I was struggling to get my money out of my fanny pack. You saw how much trouble I was having. I got all my money out. I was trying to put it in the machine. You guys came over here. I thought you were security guards. And they're just ignoring him.
McManus was taken to the hospital to be assessed for unidentified medical complaints. He was released and issued a criminal summons for charges of concealing identity and resisting, evading, or obstructing.
It's because last year everyone was calling Zelensky a Nazi. Yep.
Sir. Court records show that the charges against Mr. McManus were dismissed on October 19th, 2022, after he was found not to be competent to stand trial. On February 3rd, 2023, the Albuquerque Police Department fired Officer Skeens based on his actions against Mr. McManus.
Good.
As the department concluded that there was no reason to arrest him, as well as his role in the shooting death of 27-year-old Keyshawn Thomas a little more than a week after the encounter featured in this episode.
Oh, shit! Holy fuck! So not only did he fucking completely discriminate against this man, he fuck, he was involved in shooting and killing somebody a week later?
During which the APD found that Officer Skeens violated department policies. Notably, Officer Flores was also involved in Mr. Thomas's death, and in May of 2023, both officers were named in a wrongful death lawsuit. Former Officer Skeens' attorney, John D'Amato, has stated that he's appealing his termination from the APD. In support of the appeal, Mr. D'Amato claimed that Mr. McManus's arrest was the result of a misunderstanding between the officers and a target loss prevention associate that led the officers to believe that the store wanted Mr. McManus removed.
And you didn't fucking go and ask for clarification before you fucking arrested him? Wow.
As of the date of writing this episode, no updates on the status of this appeal have been publicly released. On July 13th, 2023, New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres announced that his office had filed criminal charges against Officer Skeens stemming from his, now quoting, unlawful arrest of Mr. McManus. Former Officer Skeens was charged with false imprisonment and battery for his conduct against Mr. McManus.
Good.
And perjury and making a false report for allegedly making a false statement under oath related to the arrest and making a false report to other law enforcement staff.
Oh, shit. Wow. He just did a whole bunch of bad.
Press release regarding the charges, Attorney General Torres stated that, quote, rather than acting as a professional public servant and a guardian of vulnerable members of this community, Mr. Skeens engaged in abusive and unlawful behavior that undermined public safety and violated his oath as a peace officer in the state of New Mexico. Attorney General Torres also argued that Mr. McManus, quote, clearly hadn't committed a crime, and that, now quoting again, in the absence of criminal activity, there was simply no justification for the officer to engage with him in the way that he did and to escalate the situation in the way that he did.
Literally no reason. Like, no reason at all. That freaking guy, like, that poor man was just trying to fucking pay for his shit.
The New Mexico Attorney General does not intend to pursue charges against Officers Flores and Radigan, as Officer Skeens was the one in control of the situation. Former Officer Skeens has pleaded not guilty to all 4 counts, and as of the date of writing this episode, the charges against him are still pending. Overall, the Albuquerque police officers
that shit doesn't even happen
an
up here.
F
No.
for physically removing a man with disabilities from a store for taking quote-unquote too long to complete a transaction.
Too long. How long is too long to complete a transaction, especially when there's no line behind you?
To exercise common sense and discretion by pursuing criminal charges against a man with clear mental limitations and demonstrating an appalling lack of empathy throughout the encounter. Instead of simply offering to assist Mr. McManus or allowing him to take the time he needed to complete the transaction, the Albuquerque officers chose to forcibly remove him and arrest him without showing any concern or consideration for his disability, and repeatedly blamed him for his confusion about the situation. I applaud the Albuquerque Police Department for removing Officer Skeens and the New Mexico Attorney General for pursuing criminal charges against him. Although
I agree.
do question the lack of action against Officers Flores and Radigan. Even if the officers had probable cause to arrest Mr. McManus, given his evident disability and the fact that he was clearly not a danger to anyone, choosing to arrest him for his actions against the officers demonstrated incredibly poor discretion and an overly inflated sense of ego that has no place in modern policing.
No, like, that's just why? Because he has a disability? He doesn't have the right to stand up for himself?
As
That's
for
ridiculous.
Mr. McManus, I cannot rightfully assign a grade to an individual with disabilities who was treated so abhorrently by police officers who should have helped and protected him. The fact that Mr. McManus was found
They did all start from, like, Carl from shit.
competent to stand trial speaks to the severity
You're
of
not
his
wrong,
disability.
honey.
And I know this situation must have been terrifying and immensely confusing.
The people that have that power trip, because what was it that Carl wanted to be a cop? Why? Because he got to tackle somebody.
Confusing for him. Even still, I commend Mr. McManus for attempting to assert his rights and protesting the officer's horrifying actions in a peaceful manner, and reaffirmed that he in no way deserved to be treated like a criminal for simply trying to purchase a bike. Individuals with disabilities have unique perspectives and many remarkable qualities to offer society, and this encounter serves as a sad reminder of the ways they can be misunderstood, vilified, and excluded from participating in everyday activities. I hope that Mr. McManus has been able to heal from the trauma he suffered during this experience, and that he was able to purchase a bike from a more accommodating retailer.
I commend Audit the Audit for addressing disabilities in that manner and not being all like, he's an inspiring person for existing. No, like the way that he worded that was very articulate and respectful, and I really like, this is why I like Audit the Audit, because he's able to make statements like that without coming across as patronizing and just condescending. And this is why I like him, because he will look at things like this, and he didn't assign a grade to Mr. McManus, but he also said, he was in the right. He did everything he could. And, he spoke, he was very, very correct. Canna Cabana is awesome. Oh. Why is Canna Cabana awesome? What did they do? Tell me after. Alright, guys. That brings us to the end of our show for this afternoon. Come by tonight for Accessible Gaming. We're going to be back online. Now that I'm feeling more confident with Natara, we'll see if we can take more than a few rounds. We'll see if we can get some wins. And I'm still hoping to set up a King of the Hill this Saturday with the Blind FGC, so keep an eye out for that. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later tonight.